Ever seen a champion fall? One moment they're a blur of power and grace, the next a heart-wrenching stumble shatters everything. This is the story of a magnificent racehorse named Galileo's Grace, a creature born for speed whose future vanished in a single, tragic misstep. Galileo's Grace wasn't just any horse. He was a descendant of champions with a spirit as fiery as his chestnut coat. On the track he was poetry in motion. His powerful strides devoured the ground, and the roar of the crowd was his symphony. He had already won several key races, and whispers of legendary status were starting to follow him. His owners and trainers saw a future filled with glory and prize money. But fate, as it often does, had a cruel twist in store. During a crucial qualifying race, coming around the final turn, disaster struck. A sudden, awkward step, a sickening crack that seemed to silence the entire stadium. Galileo's Grace pulled up, his leg dangling uselessly. The diagnosis was swift and brutal, a complex fracture. His racing career was over. Just like that. For the racing world, an injured horse is often seen as a failed investment. The once celebrated champion was now a liability. The astronomical vet bills, the long and uncertain recovery, it was a cost his owners weren't willing to bear. The whispers in the stable weren't of recovery, but of humane euthanasia, a grim, quiet end for a life that had once burned so brightly. The horse that was once worth hundreds of thousands was now considered worthless. He was moved from his pristine, spacious stall to a small, lonely paddock, waiting for a final, heartbreaking decision. His once bright eyes grew dull, a reflection of the pain and confusion he felt. But just when all hope seemed lost, a different kind of champion stepped into the picture. Her name was Maya, a 17-year-old girl who spent every spare moment volunteering at a local animal rescue. Maya didn't see a broken asset. She saw a terrified, hurting animal who deserved a second chance. She had followed Galileo's Grace's career, captivated by his spirit. When she heard about his injury and his grim prognosis, her heart broke. She couldn't stand by and do nothing. Maya visited the stables. While others saw a lost cause, she saw a flicker of the old fire in the horse's eyes. She started spending her afternoons with him, grooming his coat, talking to him in a soft, soothing voice, and bringing him his favorite treats. A quiet bond began to form between the broken horse and the determined teenager. She knew the clock was ticking. The owners had scheduled the final vet visit. With a desperation that fueled incredible courage, Maya launched a one-woman crusade. She emptied her entire savings account, money she had painstakingly saved for college. It was a respectable sum for a teenager, but a mere drop in the bucket compared to the horse's original value or the cost of his care. She approached the owners, her hands trembling but her voice steady. She laid out her savings and pleaded with them, not with money but with pure, unadulterated passion. She didn't just talk about saving a horse. She talked about his right to live, to feel the sun on his back, to be loved. She showed them pictures she had taken, capturing the small but significant improvements in his spirit since she'd been visiting. She had also started a small online fundraiser, sharing his story with her local community. The owners were initially dismissive. A teenager with a few $1,000s? It was almost laughable. But Maya's plea was so genuine, so powerful, it struck a chord they hadn't expected. Perhaps it was her unwavering belief, or maybe a pang of their own forgotten conscience. In a stunning, last-minute decision, they agreed. They sold Galileo's Grace to Maya for the exact amount she had in her savings. It was a symbolic gesture, a fraction of his former worth, but to Maya it was the entire world. The deal was done just hours before the scheduled euthanasia. The road ahead was anything but easy. The real work had just begun. Maya moved the horse, now simply named Leo, to a modest rescue farm. The vet bills were daunting. The first few months were a grueling cycle of complex surgeries, hydrotherapy, and endless hours of painstaking physical therapy. Maya was there for every single step. She learned how to change his bandages, administer his medications, and perform the gentle stretching exercises that were crucial for his recovery. There were moments of despair, times when the progress was so slow it was almost imperceptible. Leo had good days and bad days. Some days he would refuse to put any weight on his leg, his eyes clouded with pain. But Maya never gave up. She celebrated the smallest victories, the first time he took a step without stumbling, the first time he whinnied a greeting when she arrived, the first time he playfully nudged her for a carrot. Her online updates about Leo's journey started to gain traction. People were moved by the story of the girl who bought a broken-down racehorse with her college fund. Donations started to trickle in, then pour. Local businesses offered supplies, and veterinarians offered their services at a discount. An entire community rallied around this unlikely pair. They weren't just saving a horse. They were investing in a story of hope and compassion. Slowly but surely, a miracle began to unfold in that quiet pasture. Leo's leg healed. It would never be strong enough for racing, but that was never the goal. What emerged from the pain and struggle was a gentle, loving companion. The high-strung, fiery racehorse had been transformed into a calm, trusting friend. He would follow Maya around the paddock like a giant, loyal dog. The bond they shared was a testament to the healing power of love and patience. Today, Leo is the heart and soul of the rescue farm. He's a therapy horse. His calm demeanor and gentle nature make him the perfect companion for children with special needs and veterans dealing with trauma. The horse who was once discarded as worthless now provides priceless comfort and healing to others. He carries his scars not as a sign of weakness, but as a reminder of the incredible journey he has overcome. And Maya, she found her true calling. The experience of saving Leo inspired her to pursue a career in equine veterinary medicine.